WITN First Alert News and certified most accurate weather start now.
Today on First at 4, one man is in the hospital after a shooting in Greenville that also caused 2 schools to go on lockdown today. We'll have the latest just ahead. And a Copper Beach resident is speaking to WITN today after he says multiple fire alarms in his apartment are not operational. Plus, meteorologist Russell James will have your forecast, including when the rain might return. Well, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on First at 4. I'm Baileigh Bockover. To a breaking news first alert just into the newsroom. Washington County Sheriff Johnny Barnes announced today that he is retiring on January 1st. Barnes has been sheriff for the past 11 years and has nearly 45 years of state and local law enforcement service. Barnes is recommending that Chief Deputy Arlo Norman finish out his term as sheriff. Norman has already filed to run as next sheriff in this next year's election. You can read a statement from Barnes about his retirement at our website, WITN.com. Well, WITN was a first to alert you to a shooting in a Greenville neighborhood where one man was injured. Schools nearby were on lockdown, which has since been lifted. Amarachi Uche has been covering this shooting since it happened and joins us live with more information. Amarachi?
Yeah, Baileigh, I'm still out here on scene, and so was the police department. You can see some of them working where the scene of the crime was at that car over there. Now, just earlier today, I was actually able to speak with the mom of the victim. She said she was at a doctor's office when she got an instinct, looked at her doorbell camera, and saw the scene unfolding at her home. Now, police say 24-year-old man was shot here on Shawnee Place. The victim was taken to ECU Health and Medical Center with what police say are non-life-threatening injuries. Now, police said the victim was in a car with 2 other people that was riddled by gunfire, and right now they believe this was a targeted shooting and the people involved knew each other. Now, we were able to see the department use multiple resources out here to search the area this afternoon. Detectives are interviewing people with information on the shooting. Now, a spokeswoman for the Greenville Police Department, Kristen Hunter, she says that they're still looking for the suspect or suspects involved in this. If anyone knows any information, they should come forward. And like I said before, police are still out here canvassing the area that you can see behind me as the investigation still continues. Reporting live in Greenville, Amarachi Uche, WITN News.
Alrighty, thank you, Amarachi. J.H. Rose High School and South Green Elementary School were put on the modified lockdowns just before 1 p.m. according to the school district. Those ended around 2 p.m. and schools were dismissed as normal. Well, a Copper Beach resident is speaking to WITN today after he says multiple fire alarms in his apartment are not operational. Our Chris Cook is live after talking with him and Greenville Fire Rescue Chief Jeremy Anderson. Chris?
Yeah, Baileigh, Daniel Pope tells me there's 7 smoke detectors in his apartment and 2 of them haven't worked in over 2 years. Water could be seen dripping from the hardwired smoke detector in Pope's room, and continuous chirping noises from one alarm were present during my entire trip there. An inspection report from Greenville Fire Rescue on November 25th shows smoke alarms in Pope's apartment were not working, and Copper Beach needed to fix the problem by November 26th. GFR says they fined Copper Beach $50 today after they did not fix them. Pope says after the fine, maintenance showed up to fix it, but now the alarm chirps constantly, and he has to keep the leaking one unplugged or else it sets off every smoke detector in the apartment.
I honestly think that maintenance requests get a little overwhelming, and then for the maintenance crew, but also I think the maintenance crew is very understaffed.
Pope says he let Copper Beach know about the broken detectors multiple times over the last 2 years, but the inspection report from GFR says management told them Pope never advised Copper Beach of any issue. And Pope says he doesn't have documentation of his past work orders about the fire alarm because he says Copper Beach does all of their work orders online and they delete old work orders after a certain number of weeks. Live in Greenville, Chris Cook, WITN News.
Alrighty, thank you, Chris. Copper Beach did not want to make any comments to us about Pope's claims or this story. GFR said Copper Beach went back to Pope's apartment after our interview with him to try fixing the smoke detectors again. They said Copper Beach is offering Pope another place to stay in the meantime. Well, crews in Onslow County responded to a fire at a home this morning on Catherine Lake Road. Firefighters say the fire started in the home's kitchen shortly after 9 a.m. this morning. The home suffered damage from the blaze, but firefighters say they don't think the home is a total loss. No injuries were reported as a result of the fire. Catherine Lake Road was down to one lane while crews were on scene, but it has since reopened. Well, it's been a rainy, gloomy day here in our region. Let's take a look at how we'll be shaping up for this evening and tomorrow with meteorologist Russell James. Russell?
Well, right now we're still seeing at least some clouds over much of the viewing area, but we're going to start seeing some changes as we head over the next 12 to 24 hours. Right now, temperature sitting at 45 degrees in Greenville. Meanwhile, 62 near the coast and also low 40s further inland. And we've seen a change roughly as much as 10 to 15 degrees warmer near the coast. Meanwhile, a couple degrees cooler than it was around this time yesterday. And the main reason behind this, we've seen winds shift from the southwest to now a northwesterly wind. So while the coast was a lot warmer than inland locations today, it looks like everybody will be pretty much uniform in terms of mild temperatures over the next 12 to 24 hours. So our first alert live radar showing the showers beginning to exit the coast, and as we go over the next few hours, we'll see temperatures dropping into the lower 40s. We'll have a northwesterly flow established over eastern North Carolina, even near the coast, 47 degrees. But as we go into your Wednesday, sunny and cool conditions, but we are watching our next weather system heading into Friday and Saturday, and it could be a little bit interesting. We're not just tracking rainfall, why the possibility of maybe some light wintry precipitation maybe in the mix. I'll explain what that means coming up in just a moment for our area.
Alrighty, thank you, Russell. The Highway Patrol is investigating the crash of a sheriff's office cruiser on a rainy highway this morning. The crash happened around 10:45 a.m. on Highway 58 south of Trenton. Reports say the Jones County Sheriff's Office vehicle rolled over several times before landing in a field. The cruiser suffered major damage from the wreck that appeared to only involve the one vehicle. There's no word yet on whether the deputy was injured in the crash. Stay with WITN-TV and WITN.com for more on this developing story. We'll expect to have to spend a little more at the airport the next time you fly if you don't have a real ID. Starting on February 1st, TSA will begin charging a $45 fee that is valid for a 10-day travel period for those who have not yet obtained their real ID or other form of accepted travel documents like a valid passport. According to an article by the New York Times, 94% of passengers are already using the required travel documentation and won't be affected. Albert J. Ellis Airport Director Mitch Sprunger encourages people that don't have the real ID to go ahead and get it to avoid extra headaches and extra charges.
Go ahead and get the real ID. I don't think it's going away for travel. So vast majority of the people out here already have it.
A U.S. passport and military ID will still be accepted when traveling as valid travel documents instead of real ID. Well, in continuing coverage at noon, the Craven County Sheriff's Office has identified the body that was found along the Neuse River shoreline. An autopsy that was conducted on December 1st at ECU Health in Greenville discovered 47-year-old Robert Milton Green of Kennedy Drive in New Bern was the person who was found dead. Green was last seen on November 15th around 10 p.m. on Kennedy Drive in James City and was reported missing on November 17th by his family. His home on Kennedy Drive is just over 2 miles away from where the body was found. The Craven County Sheriff's Office, Craven County Emergency Management, and Green's family members had searched the area for Green by foot, air, and water. Green left his residence on foot walking along the railroad tracks towards downtown New Bern. Officials say based on the investigation, an autopsy foul play is not suspected in Green's death. Monday, a mother and son were charged after police say they brought 2 guns to a clinic at East Carolina University. ECU police say they arrested 25-year-old Darren Hardison and his mother, 49-year-old Brandy Hardison. Warrants say the mother and son, both of Craven County, each had a handgun while visiting the ECU Health Family Medicine Center on Hart Drive. The center houses ECU's Brody School of Medicine's Department of Family Medicine. Both were charged with carrying a gun on educational property. Darren Hardison was also charged with carrying a concealed gun. The two posted a $10,000 bond each. Still ahead, the Bureau of Prisons confirmed that Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was convicted in the 2024 of helping drug traffickers move more than 400 tons of cocaine to the United States, has received a pardon from President Trump. We'll have more on that after the break, but first, let's take a look at our weather. Russell?
Well, we're getting ready to clear the first system out of eastern North Carolina, but we are tracking our next weather system targeting Friday. I'll explain what that means in your full first alert weather forecast coming up here in just a moment.